Welcome to another CheapWineFinder.cast podcast. This time it's our love podcast, our Valentine's Day special. Well, sort of special. You can tell with the berry white strings in the background that we mean business. And what I have today, and I kind of went back and forth on what to get. Again, the wines are just not in the shop like they used to be, and I was expecting some wine with hearts on it, or, I got one, love in the name. Something for the season, something new and trendy and cool, but I got something even better. This is the Loveblock Marlborough, New Zealand, South Island, Sauvignon Blanc 2020. And there's a story here. Kim Crawford wines, they're kind of synonymous with New Zealand wines. I think they just recently sold 1 million bottles a year. Well, Kim Crawford sold that company in 2004. Stayed with it for a few years. That's usually when you sell a deal off. You keep it for a while to teach the new people how to do things. And guess what? Loveblock is owned by Kim Crawford. This is an estate wine. Constellation Brands owns Kim Crawford, and Constellation Brands is a huge company with a really good portfolio. I mean, the Kim Crawford wines is in good hands, but Loveblock is the new Kim Crawford. So everything that was good about that is now good about this. And it's Kim Crawford and his wife, Erica. They run the company, and they call it Loveblock, and one of their vineyards is Loveblock, and this is from 2 vineyards they own. It's delicious, by the way. And what's kind of funny? 90% of the grapes are picked by machine. It used to be you see a lot of hand-picked and all this kind of stuff. I guess in New Zealand it's not so easy to get all the people out to pick, so I guess machines do just fine. But they ferment, do all things to this wine in small batches, basically based on the soil. All the grapes that have more or less the same soil content, same, type of flavors the soil bring are kept together. Part of the wine, about 10%, is fermented in oak barrel, which is different. Your typical, especially value price Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand is all stainless steel. It's all bright acidity. It's all full flavors. They don't do a lot to it. You pick the grapes, you ferment it, age it a little bit, and off it goes, and it's wonderful. That's the thing about Sauvignon Blanc. A young wine is perfect and wonderful, in my estimation anyway. And here they do it a little bit different. They're 90% in the stainless steel, 10% in neutral oak barrels, and the difference is there is no air transfer in stainless steel. But even though an oak barrel is watertight, it's not airtight, so a little bit of air gets in there, and it changes the quality a little bit from the stainless steel wine, so it's going to have a different characteristic. So if you have like the same grapes in one and the other, they're going to end up after the fermentation process a little bit different. And one other thing they do, because most Sauvignon Blancs are all about the bright acidity, is 30% of this wine undergoes malolactic fermentation. Malolactic fermentation is the fermentation that changes the naturally occurring tart acid that is in all grapes into more rounded acid that tastes different. It's not, one's tart and tangy and the other one's rounded, lactic, like lactose. And about 30% of this underwent that, so it has that that aspect to it. Like I said, virtually every red wine does. A lot of Chardonnays do. Almost every Chardonnay that has some oak treatment does. So this one's got a rounded off acidity to it, so it's going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be as spiky as some of those New Zealand Sauvignon Blancs are. Sometimes the tastes are, some of the tastes just jump out at you. This one's pulled back, and it does a really nice job, and it's more or less along the lines of Bordeaux Blanc, where Bordeaux Blanc is Sauvignon Blanc, a little bit of Semillon. It's maybe a little bit of a nod towards that, though not completely that way. I'm going to take another sip. This one's sustainably farmed. Their Loveblock is doing organic and sustainable. It takes a long time and a lot of money to get your vineyards all organically certified. I mean, there's a process to be sustainably certified too, but organic's more so. They have their New Zealand wines and their Australian wines they sell are all organic, and the ones going to North America right now are still sustainably grown. But I imagine they're in the process of doing that because that's what they want to do. They want to make them organic. And you can tell this is someone who knows how to make Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand. This thing just has this well-controlled hand to it. It's a lot of flavor, but it's not over the top. It's long, it's smooth, it's got almost a syrupy mouthfeel. Not quite, but you have that liquidy aspect to it. And it's dry, but the fruit flavors are rich. It's about $20. It's less than a dozen roses for Valentine's Day, which this is our Valentine's Day extravaganza, because you can tell by the violins. There we go. Can't get more romantic than that. So, yeah, this is, if you're into Sauvignon Blanc, and this is a little bit more expensive, but it's a little bit more exclusive. You know, I think the Kim Crawford wine, if I'm remembering what I read, they recently sold 1 million bottles. And here I think they're doing 75,000, maybe something like that. I could be off a little bit. But there you go. So this is Kim and Erica Crawford. They're masters at New Zealand Sauv Blanc. This is their own vineyards. It's their own wine. Tastes great. It's delicious. $20 is a very nice wine. It's always funny. They say it's very approachable and affordable, and like it's like not a great wine. Yeah, this is an excellent Sauvignon Blanc. The more I sip it, the more I want to sip it, and that's pretty much the highest praise I can give a wine. So that's it for me. Domain Dave, cheapwinefighter.com. Have a nice Super Bowl Valentine's Day. And I'll be talking to everybody. Keep it cheap. Like us, we like your podcast, if you will. Stay healthy, stay safe. I think we're in Chicago getting rid of our mask mandate in a couple of weeks, so we can breathe air again. And hopefully it stays that way. So adios, and I'll talk to everybody in a couple of days. Bye-bye.